lack in the power vacuum that's been made. So please pay some respects. Please help out, you know, and tune in once in a while because you got some great action, just like we're about to see by that. Who we got on the screen?
We got MuteAce and we got Jakal. Wolf versus Peach. Very fun set. Now, Jakal is going to have to be very careful, like we were saying earlier, with how he decides to approach MuteAce. Because if you mess up one time, it is just damage city. It is super. Peach does some evil things to fast bowlers. It is not fun.
She is actually nefarious. That booty is a blunder of death, and I do not go near that back air.
Yeah,
despite it being a heart, that is nothing but a skull. They should change it to a skull effect.
That's right. There's a reason you never see a wolf inside of a farmer's market, brother. Those turnips are going to do a lot of crazy things as well. But Jakal has done a pretty solid job so far. Keeping the damage even. They're just scrapping with each other, but here we go. It starts, but MuteAce didn't get the memo on side B stage.
That center stage back air almost took the stock. That was actually just disgusting. That's Wolf. In case you guys forgot, that's what Wolf does. That's Wolf O'Donnell. Pay respect to the big Dan.
Yeah. Remember Wolf O'Donnell, please. Another big back air from MuteAce. Trying to find something here. Doing a good job keeping Jakal off the stage. That's where we're going to see Wolf really get their bread and butter on stage. So keeping him far and away from any grounding elements is going to be the key to success here for MuteAce. Good punish. Trying to find something else.
Not quite finding it though. 146% on Jakal's first stock. MuteAce just needs one really solid hit. Same thing for Jakal, really, because his Wolf is so potent. I like the patience for both players as well.
Extremely patient. Like you said, they don't see anything they like yet, so why put a ring on it? Up till not going to kill quite yet either. They're both getting so high in percentage. I think this is going to kind of dictate the pace of this set, you know. They're going to get each other to really high percentages. I don't see either super running away with it. I showed you how careful Jakal is going to play. Still not dead, by the way. My goodness. DI of the gods.
Living on a prayer, that's for sure. It's 154%. Keeping it crisp. If I'm MuteAce, I'm just like, I need to recover this shield, and then I need to just find the back air. That's the crown, though. A little bit of power coming in with that thing. Like that has spikes on the top. That hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Peach definitely sharpens that thing up before every set.
Yeah,
so
like,
you can tell.
Dude's gonna get an MRI and there's just a big dent in his head from that thing. Like, what the heck? Titanium crown.
Yeah, I think Peach probably has like the strongest like skull in the century, holding on like that 10-kilogram crown.
It's made of bismuth or something, man. Like I'm telling you.
Legitimately, and it's keeping her alive too.
Yeah, that as well. 154. We're chilling. MuteAce is trying to take it a little bit easy, and then you find your in. You find some percentage on board. That's a quick, 38%. That's extra credit, even if you drop the stock here.
Not bad at all. Still not dead. God, this is gonna be such a struggle if trying to find this kill. Never mind, back throw doesn't.
A little bit of an errant get of attack from MuteAce. Easily gets caught out by Jakal.
That's fair. Maybe trying to catch him slipping a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, it's game one. You want to feel each other out a little bit. It's been 5 years since you played.
Exactly right. And sometimes you see the numbers get that red, you start to think, okay, they're probably nervous and Ant's trying to get this kill. Maybe I can catch him slipping and get a little bit more damage before I die. But Jakal, ready for it, not dissuaded at all, and kind of continue to darken the colors of MuteAce now, getting back up to that yellow.
Bro's about to stain her dress with this blood. What the heck? You can't put a price on fashion, so you got to stop that.
Yeah, exactly right. You got to be careful with that. Ooh. Not going to find the kill here, but good for her to keep her off stage. Ouch! Back air going out there. Forget everything I said about those calculated approaches. Why not full hop back air?
It's Wolf O'Donnell backwards aerial. Sometimes you just got to send it.
Most definitely.
That thing does your taxes. That thing does your laundry. It gets crazy.
Yeah, legitimately. One of the craziest tools in that kit. Great tech from Jakal. Still holding on to this stock. We saw him live super high last time. Not as high this time. Another forward air.
Yeah.
Wolf O'Donnell, we got to put him on like IR at this rate. He is definitely concussed. Roger Goodell is somewhere ruling.
Dude is 2 for 2 for bashing his skull. That's rough, buddy. I would keep yourself in mind. Now, again, some more nooch here, trying to find some good openings, trying to find some progress for each other. It's first game, too, so you really kind of want that stage pick advantage. If you decide not to run at the PS2 the whole time, you know, stage can be important here.
Definitely, I agree. I think if you're Jakal, you probably want to close up some of the space, maybe. Not give MuteAce so much space to kind of float around, play hide and go seek with Wolf, but so far, even with the space, Jakal's found a way to close this gap and keep it relatively even here. Only about 20% between them. MuteAce widening that gap a little bit and widening the gap on the score as well, taking game one.
Both of them have such great burst options available for themselves. It can be so nefarious and so difficult to, like, you get your in with some manner of chicanery. You know, you gotta get tricky with it because these two are being very delicate, and then suddenly it's a lot of heavy hitting action, very in your face, very much trying to get the big hits. So MuteAce happy to take that game one. Jakal going back to the drawing board just a little bit for this game too.
Certainly. MuteAce had me so concerned for like half a second.
Yeah.
I forgot Peach was right above Mewtwo, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Yo, Mewtwo pick will go crazy.
I would never ask that question, what are we doing here on this stage, though? We always know. We always know. It's 7 straight games with Pokemon Stadium 2. You know the vibes.
PS2 make the best games, you know what I'm saying? And that's also the classic for so many different regions. Like, I'm used to seeing this, you know, every Friday night, you know what I'm saying?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of the week.
Let's see what you have going on here in this game, too. MuteAce starting very strong in that regard, trying to get a little crazy with it. And he actually doesn't even get punished. That's great. That's whack.
Yeah, it's the illusion of being unsafe. You know, that parasol floating. It's so hard to judge where she's gonna land. That air mobility when you're floating down is ridiculous on the side of Peach. Oh, Jakal fade back fair. I think he was trying to go for a bear there. Find that stock.
These nairs getting tricky with it. Now you're getting that KO percentage. If you're MuteAce, you want to try to find something good for yourself. Jakal. I couldn't even say Jakal could find a back air and take the stock before he took the stock.
Commentate. Oh, Stitch Face, but perfect parry from Jakal.
Yes,
Avoids
yes.
it. That's exactly what you want to see. You're scared of that guy.
That is a terrifying face. He looks dead for a reason. That turnip is fermenting.
Yeah, most definitely. Oh, stay away from him. I think it would make some rancid kombucha.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, that's going to be nasty. A little bit of the comp. Oh, another Stitch Face, though.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't quite get it, but that could have been dangerous.
MuteAce's luck on pulling them has been crazy so far, but his luck on hitting them has something to be desired, but no luck needed on hitting that aerial.
Reverse hit on air does the trick. 171%. You kind of want to clean your plate just a little bit quicker, though. Like, you're not even down that much of a deficit, but it's just a matter of you shouldn't be keeping your opponent alive this long. We got to lock in a bit.
Yeah, no, most definitely. We're just going to hang out here under this platform. Jakal has added a lot of damage here, really making the most of the XP he had. Going for it all. I respect it.
Okay.
You know, making a statement, not going to find it a minor punish, though, so definitely not the end of the world. Find that approach option. Hang out in center, you know, go to what I thought would have been a perfectly spaced back here, but MuteAce finds the punish, as he so often does.
Some trickery coming on here, a little bit of scrapping back and forth, pressing buttons. MuteAce is the one that comes off on top in this interaction, and just he ends this with the high-ho swing. See you later, buddy.
That's right. Ooh, off stage, Jakal trying to find his way back on. Good grab from MuteAce, trying to catch Jakal, you know, dashing in a little bit. A little over-aggressive. MuteAce is going to hold on to center, try and catch this landing. Jakal's been so good at mixing up these landing options. Keep MuteAce guessing and keep MuteAce in the blast zone. And that's this very slight lead for Jakal. That's what you want to see for all the Wolf players out there.
Grabbing the turnip back for just a fun little exchange. That ground paying dividends for MuteAce, evening up the stock down 1-1. Nice even percentage as well. So that's a Dot Eyes too.
Dot Eyes is good, man. Dot Eyes is like sneaky good.
Yeah, it's that extra percentage oomph that you really want to without being like the crazy Stitch Face version.
Definitely. It's enough for this low percentage.
Oh, man!
And it's not back on the screen either. Holy moly. Jakal out for blood.
What a jump scare for everyone involved, us included.
Yeah, sometimes you save that for later in the set, but Jakal said, nah, man, I want to get on the board now. Take that 0 off the overlay.
Just sees all the stars align, immediately rips your heart out. That's some nasty work, Jakal. My God.
Oof. Beautiful side B, and MuteAce gonna go for the song counter pick here as well.
That's
like
important.
It. Yeah, and I think we just saw MuteAce take into small battlefield.
Yes.
So maybe MuteAce wasn't even wanting to, you know, hide out back there. Maybe it's just gonna be more of a make Wolf, you know, lose some of those safer approach options.
You can't let him get comfy on the stage when he's doing something like that. So we're going for the Mother 3 music counter pick. Shout out to Reggie. We're getting things moving in this game 3.
Shout out everyone over there now, bro. That game is never coming over here.
That's a good game, though. I'll tell you that.
I've heard.
That's a good game.
Something crazy is going on in the venue right now. I think our headsets might be picking it up.
I will not attest to anything that's being said.
That is fair. That's fair.
I will not comment on the Melee people. I'm commenting on MuteAce's sick advantage state getting yet another stock with that forward air. You know the vibes, folks.
Yeah, huge lead for MuteAce early, too. My goodness, a lot of damage already. Getting in there, get a little bit here. More damage, too. Where is this coming from? Jakal needs to find something quick, because it has been the MuteAce show this game.
Bro, that posterior is iron-plated.
I think she just keeps all of her extra crowns back there.
That's where the frying pan is.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That thing hurts.
Definitely. Great F-tilt from Jakal. Keep MuteAce off stage. Trying to swing back a little bit. You are more than lapped in percentage at this point. You need to make something happen here. MuteAce opting to sit back some. Doesn't need to force anything. Knows what Jakal's out for, especially after the end of that last game.
not quite the sweet spot. Is a shame here for Jakal. Trying to get even like a ledge trump, not quite finding it. And now this is definitely MuteAce having it very clear. This is like the first time there's been a clear lead, like in this entire set. And it comes after a counter pick for MuteAce.
Trying to find her way off the ledge. Great fair. Ooh, Jakal makes it back to the ledge. Safe, you know, keep him guessing, like, am I going to chase you off? Oh, no, I'm going to hang out up here. Am I going to chase you off? Nah, I'm going to hang out up here.
It's always good to feint some options and just kind of force your opponent to press a button a little bit and then you punish it. Just keeping your options open is just, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's low risk, super high reward. They fall for it. Just like that back air, Jakal finds himself on the board.
Center stage, by the way. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at that percentage and you have rage, but like still sheesh.
Yeah, and as Wolf with rage, this is going to be scary, you know, another one of those really big, meaty hits. This could change the tides very fast if MuteAce doesn't do something about this Wolf stock.
Sent off stage with a little bit of a forward throw action here, trying to keep some pressure up near the ledge. The float, I like the feint, but it's like Jakal's already privy to that one. We're going past.
Very safe landing there. Jakal continuing to make this happen, but that Nair, once again, coming in clutch, and MuteAce holds on to the lead.
Hail to the king, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay respects to the crown.
Most definitely. Good crown. Good turnip throw, actually. Oof, good air dodge. Jakal
Just chasing.
Really finding that, trying to find that kill. Not going to find it quite yet. MuteAce is going to let him know about it.
Look at that pressure. A little bit of extra added damage. That's a bomb on deck.
Yes, it is, but Jakal held on the ledge. Still had a little bit of that invincibility.
Yeah, that was very fortunate for Jakal. That would have been a very explosive edge. And you know what I'm saying? Another forward air seals the deal.
Yeah, Jakal hanging out in enemy territory a little too close. I mean, that crown has claimed so many stocks because Jakal just keeps finding himself places he ought not to be.
The crown claiming so many lives. That's imperialism at its finest, folks. What can I say?
You heard that right. And let's talk about MuteAce's luck. I mean, that's 2 Stitch Faces and a bomb in the last 2 games. Are you kidding me? Can we tell him that DraftKings is legal here?
Yeah. We're about to go crazy.
Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. I heard if you have that on your phone, you actually grow bunions on your eyelids.
Yeah, you
on
don't.
the outside and the inside.
We're not doing that.
That's right.
Let's go gambling in game.
In game, absolutely, yeah.
In game.
Looking to do that a little bit more here too. You know, get something going with some of these turnips. Hasn't found a lot. Maybe just a little bit of pressure from some of the stronger down B pools.
I like how Jakal did respond with a counter pick. It's just like, yeah, PS2.
Yeah.
that's the vibe. I play 90% of my games on this stage. We're just going to get used to it.
Yeah, and Wolf loves the stage too. I mean, everyone does to a degree. It definitely doesn't benefit that many characters unfairly, but I feel like Wolf players like having that extra space, and you saw it there with the damage, but MuteAce answered back so fast.
That's the power of Peach. Just this very explosive character. Very hard to play, but MuteAce's hands are working. An absolute formidable beast.
Great side B, gonna avoid that turnip. Shield here. Jakal is like taking his time. He's doing what he needs to like find his approaches. It's just sometimes MuteAce like mixes up their approaches too. It's just hard to like know, okay, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna forward smash you and you're gonna die. Aggressive options might be the name of the game for Jakal in the rest of this set. Forget what I'm saying about being careful at all.
Force palm to the skull is definitely one surefire way to take the stock. Now, a very good percentage lead for Jakal here. Just trying to keep the momentum moving. Even try, okay, a second one, relax, buddy.
Hey, I like it, man. Listen, Jakal's down, but that's not going to stop him from trying to be the statement maker we know he is as one of the best Wolves in the world.
For sure. And at this percentage, one clean back air is all it needs. Even an up smash, I was going to say. I'm kind of in tune. I've commentated so many Wolves in my life that it's like, yeah, this is second nature.
Legitimately floating back, not going to hit. Going for the up smash again, but MuteAce really using every inch of that aerial mobility and finding another clean hit to take off that Jakal stock. Bit of a reverse situation from what we had the last game here. Now it's going to be Jakal with a big lead. Not going to find that stock either. He's just taking their time, making it back to stage. To the ledge. There you go.
I like the idea there, but unfortunately MuteAce is a little bit too slippery with that glide. Making it difficult for Jakal to really get a grab, find some good purchase in there.
Gonna go off the side once again. Jakal did such a good job of holding down stage and just keep making the space between them. But now MuteAce has something to say about it. You know, hey, listen, I want to get up close and personal now. Another one. That's number 3, folks. Keep the counter on. Trying to find an opportunity to use it here. A lot of shield damage. Yeah, that's huge. Don't even go for the kill power. Use that utility. Wear that shield down, fall down with the Nair. That was huge for MuteAce, trying to keep things evened up here. Almost has it.
Jakal really needs to tap this one and keep his momentum moving here. Try to put it to a game 5. But just MuteAce is such a slippery character, man. he is a beast at being adeptly dashing around, just playing the avoidance game.
Shield trying to find his way back down. He knows how dangerous Jakal is once you land.
I'm not interacting. I'll see you over here, big bro.
Yeah, right. Hey, come find me. Come find me. You know where I stay. Pokemon Stadium 2. And he has Jakal at like death percent here too.
Okay.
Back there won't kill, but it's going to put him in a very bad position. Oh, but finding the side B again. That was huge from Jakal.
Not the trade you want to make, MuteAce. Let's see what you get off of this grab, though.
We'll stick with the sports betting. Stay away from the stock market.
Yeah. Those heals managing to find some purchase. Not quite enough to just take a stock, but it's still putting the pressure on Jakal.
That's right. Jakal staying in this shield. Doesn't want to get too antsy. He knows what he's at right now, and he knows one bad kill is going to put this thing back at dead even when MuteAce with a game lead, 1 game away from that top 8 spot. It's going to be hard for Jakal to stay composed here.
Well, you know, has the game lead, needs one more stock to make it, 3 games to 1. Let's see if some magic can happen, or Jakal wants to take it to game 5.
Let's see.
He looks like he wants to, that's for sure.
Yeah, the aggression has not turned down from Jakal at all in these pivotal situations where you need to be the clutch master. It's a matter of if MuteAce can answer it back in time.
The pressure on with those nairs. I like that, just empty hop into the grab, keep the pressure on.
Staying away from that back here at all costs. Expend every resource you can. Try to beat the stage. Hold on the stage. Hold on the center stage. Get some more damage with that grab. Take your time floating down the rest of the platform here. You know, it's dangerous to be above Wolf on a platform, but not going to find anything there.
Weak gets a back air, and he's still not enough to take it. 123%, it's getting a little dangerous for MuteAce's stock here. Jakal's just throwing just haymakers, you know?
Yeah, throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and I mean, we might even see that come out to play here in a minute, just depending on how much longer MuteAce stays alive.
Yeah, I hope he has a kitchen sink in that hotel he's staying at, you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
Toss that too, if it comes to it. Anything to make this game 5.
Yeah, legitimately. This
beautiful.
That's so sick. MuteAce just ready for every approach option Jakal's thrown out there. Right? That block string was really impressive. Crown beats out the back air. He's going to hold down ledge. So careful.
MuteAce is the best player in the world when it's the last hit, you know? And that's a nair, still not enough to get it. Reflector on the turnip as well, just for good measure.
Well, you can feel how tense this is for both players. You can see it on their faces. Jakal trying to stay composed, find this stock, find this game.
That's the pressure from the nair, poking the shield, hitting the dome, and that's a handshake and a 3-1 for MuteAce.
That's right, taking our next top 8 spot, and I believe that will put him up against Omega.
That's going to be
in
fun
that first winner semi. That's going to be a really fun set, yeah.
It's going to be very beautiful. Very, very immaculate gameplay on the horizon. That was such a good set. I really liked seeing Jakal bring the A game. It just wasn't quite enough to topple MuteAce, because MuteAce is so hard to hit when it's like the chips are down. It just makes it just a master in the craft of just like, I'm going to just not get hit.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing, you can just choose not to sometimes.
It's really just like, yeah, just don't get